Longing for Jerusalem Season 1 has been sponsored by Mr. and Mrs. Isaac and Tiffany Naxon in honor of the Finding Holiness podcast. Part 1. What are we crying for precisely during these 3 weeks? The answer? Simple. We cry and mourn for the Churban Bet HaMikdash, the destruction of the Holy Temple. But do we really know what that's all about? Do we know what it means to mourn the destruction? I will argue that we don't have the faintest clue in what we lost in that destruction. Ask a person in the street, do you miss the Bet HaMikdash? Are you praying for it every day? His answer will probably be like, I don't know. I pray to Hashem that we don't have any pain, we don't have any suffering, no tzarot, that there's no attacks on the Jews, that all of our problems and issues will be resolved. But sir, where is the ikar? Where do you lay your priority? Woe to the nation who was exiled from their father's table. You know, when Hagaon Harav Shach passed away in the early 2000s, there was colossal mourning across the entire Jewish world. I, for one, happened to be at that funeral. Everybody was crying for the loss of the Gadol Hador, the leader of our generation who gave his life for his people. Everyone was in tears, including a poor man who stood to the side and wept. Someone asked him, "Why are you crying?" "Why am I crying? What kind of question is that?" Every day I went to collect money at the yeshiva of Panovich, where Rav Shach was the Rosh Yeshiva. And the Rosh Yeshiva would give me a shekel. Now that he's gone, who's going to give me a shekel every day? The man responded to the poor individual, "That's the reason why you're crying? On the shekel that you're no longer going to receive? We lost Rav Shach, the great Rosh Yeshiva. We lost a person who carried us on his shoulders with infinite love. We lost a Gadol Hador, and you're worried about a shekel?" All of us, with all due respect, are compared to that poor man. We cry, "Woe that Mashiach should come already," and our tears, and our pain and suffering, the terror attacks, the problems, the plague shall all be wiped away. And yes, while it's proper to cry and pray for all of that, it's like crying for the shekel. It's a secondary issue at hand. It's the tafel, not the ikar. The problem is much greater. We once sat at God's table together with him, and we were thrown out of his house.